Claire, Daniel just mentioned trade. The Australian Financial Review weekend has the story that says Brexit, Trump trade deal buoys hopes. A landslide Conservative victory in the Brexit election and a potential trade deal between the US and China have delivered a double helping of good news for the global economy. UK voters handed Prime Minister Boris Johnson a handsome victory and a clear mandate to get Brexit done. He promised to invest in infrastructure and deliver an Australian-style immigration policy. In Australia, our Trade Minister Simon Birmingham said formal trade negotiations could begin as soon as Brexit, scheduled for January 31, is delivered. He said Australia stands ready to shift into formal negotiations towards an Australia-UK free trade agreement, and we would look to conclude a deal as quickly as possible. That's good news for Australian business, isn't it, Claire?
Yeah, absolutely. So Australia and the UK have actually had a joint working group to talk about what might be in a free trade agreement between the two countries. They're not allowed to formally commence negotiations until the UK has exited the EU, but that working group's been going now for I think about 3 years, so safe to say they've probably got a lot of the paperwork done and they're really just waiting to be able to kick off in earnest. And it's interesting because I think probably one of the best benefits globally for the economy and for Australia is just an end to the uncertainty. The UK's economy is predicted to shrink by about 2% when they leave the EU, so it's not going to be all good for them, but the uncertainty was what was hurting the rest of the global market. And for Australia to know that from this, at the latest January 31, that we can have a pretty good free trade deal with the UK, which will hopefully benefit us, is all the better.